Yeah, it's slow. Hello, I'm Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram, and this is fucking talking shit with Eagle, episode 676. Hopefully, you guys have had a great hump day. It's been pretty good, not too bad. We've got a great guest for you this evening. Somebody you should know around the Canna community. She's been around on the show a few times, but you should know her for her great breeding work. Miss Canna Queen, how you doing?
Hi, Eagle. Hi, guys. Thanks for having me. Feels like forever.
It has been forever. It seems like too long.
I'm pretty sure I might be wrong, but I haven't been on your show since 2020.
So, how you doing? That's way too long.
Way
My
too
internet
long.
is shit, the queen. Let me see if I can do something. So, how you been?
I've been good. I've been really good, actually. Just busy. Really busy. How you been?
Right now, right now. Not too bad. Things are changing. Become a grandfather here a few months ago, and almost 2 months now.
Oh,
Other than that, things been
congratulations.
well.
Awesome. New babies are awesome. I just became a new aunt myself.
Right on. There, I switched connections. I can actually see you moving now.
I was wondering if it
That's a
was me or
plus. That
what
is a
the
huge
Wi-Fi is
plus.
doing. Cheers, everybody.
No, terrible on my end. Terrible on my end. So what you smoking on this evening?
I'm
Hopefully you
actually
brought
gonna roll.
something good.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll up some sweaty Wookie. It's a guardsman favorite, so it's becoming slowly one of my go-tos. So what are you smoking on?
I am some citrus blazer from Empire Breeding Co. that I grew out a few months ago, and actually had this in particular bag kind of stashed. I was kind of pulled it out of the suitcase.
I met up with DGC Weed Nerd, and when I was in Pittsburgh visiting my little nephew, he's in the children's hospital there. He was having a series of heart surgeries right after he was born, and I was there and didn't have any medication, and DWC Weed Nerd met up with me, and we smoked some Empire something. I forget what it was, something like melt your face off or something to that degree. It was delicious. It was grown very well, but it was very, very, very good bud. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, they got some pretty good stuff over there. Pretty not bad. Not bad at all. So I guess we should kick this off right. We should get the fun stuff out of the way right first. We should talk about the Sashfest that's coming up. That way they have plenty of times. If they have any questions, they can ask the questions, or they have plenty of time to go run and take a look at it. So tell us what's going on at the Sashfest.
Okay, so this is our first inaugural event in Southwest Florida. It's going to be called Sashfest 2022. We're trying to establish an event for community. As much as you guys have known me in the community, I've done this. I've done grow offs, and I've done giveaways and all kinds of fun stuff on the internets, on the socials, and bringing community together. And I got together with a friend of mine from F5 Radio. It's a local internet radio station here, and he also owns Gorilla Geek, which is a IT company. And we just said, hey, let's do this. So we're throwing this amazing event. It's going to be on July 16th. We are doing $99 MMJ certifications on site. The first 25 veterans are getting their MMJ cards for free. We're sponsoring that. First responders and veterans are 100% free for this event. We have all kinds of food trucks. We have live entertainment, live music. We're also doing a Ganjier type of experience where they can go in and get presented with probably like 12 different strains and learn about the terpenes and learn about the flavonoids and just smell, touch, and even taste if they want some fire bud from Florida Triple Threat. So we're really excited. We hope that there's a great turnout, and we're just trying to do a good thing for the community and just, you know, bring everybody together here. So yeah, I think that's it.
That's super awesome. You know, I think that these sessions are essential for bringing the cannabis community together. Of course, Michigan's pretty well getting more and more known for the ones we have. And I'd like to see that type of atmosphere spread, that type of community love, you know what I mean? And I thought it was super cool that you offered the first responders free entry there. You know, I hope that kind of opens the door for some of them. You know, I've been friends, or I am friends with a lot of first responders, in particular firemen and stuff like that. And I tell you what, a lot of them always held back because of the legality of cannabis. You know what I mean? They, you know, can't afford to have it in my system. And I always was like, well, if it was legal, would you? And I would much rather see any of them, you know, chill in their spare time with cannabis than try to unwind with alcohol. So I'm glad that you're providing an event that will hopefully open some eyes to some of them and making it free for them to at least come in and look and hang out.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about breaking that stigma, and like being down here in Florida, it's a huge thing. You know, hemp is legal here, so and cannabis is medically legal. So we're just trying to create a place where people can feel comfortable and safe. And the people at Mudge Ranch, the location, I seen somebody ask, location is LaBelle, Florida on July 16th. If you need any more information, I can send you the ticket link. Feel free to DM me, ask me any questions. But the people who own the venue are the owner of the venue, her father has MS. And as soon as we said that we were doing MMJ certifications, and we're gonna have Dr. Ferber on site doing and nurses and stuff. So it's just about opening, you know, your eyes and like just paying attention to the actual education around cannabis, and just, you know, being there for the community in ways that maybe they wouldn't have another opportunity to attend something like this. So, but one of my events I threw was in Michigan, my first annual Canna Queen Cup, which Eagle didn't come to. But you know, it was just such a great experience just getting to be around everybody. I got to meet Smiley, and like, you know, just so many people came up and supported, and it was such a great time. And it was just like one of those things. It was like one of the best times of your life that you'll always remember. And it's like one of those experiences. And so I just want to give that to other people. I just want to be able to allow that type of community, you know, so. Where is it in Florida? It's
You do a
Southwest
lot.
Florida, Fort Myers, near Fort Myers.
You do a lot of for the community, and I got a lot of respect for you for that. 100%. Not just grow alongs, but giveaways and a lot of other cool stuff as well. And I gotta give you, you know, some props, man. It ain't easy to put on an event, and it's always scary putting on an event in a freshly legal state. And I'm sure that you're kind of feeling that as well. So again, I got to give you some props for trying to be, you know, firsties and to do the right thing with cannabis.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate you saying that, because honestly, like when you're doing something like this, that's not in the forefront of your mind. But then, here we are 11 days away from the event. It's like, woo, like we're just, like marketing, promoting has never really been my thing, like as far as like promoting myself. So it's something I'm learning. I'm not that great at, but like it's not something you can't acquire and can't become good at. So but yeah, we're going to be doing giveaways, obviously, in true Canna Queen fashion. We're going to do giveaways. We're going to do auctions and raffles and joint rolling competitions. And we bought this huge Jenga game, and like it's going to be like battle against the sexes. It's going to be so fun. Like we're just trying to create a fun space, a fun, safe place, for people to consume. It's an open consumption event. So. But I feel bad. I feel like I've been slacking. I haven't done any giveaways or been online. I was working at an R&D hemp farm for the past about 6 months. So um, that's a whole different ball game. I definitely put a new notch in my belt with that whole situation. Farming is no joke. Everybody in here knows that, though.
Well, tell us a little bit more about that. How'd you get involved there?
It's kind of a long story and it didn't end well, but I met this gentleman at an event that I did in Miami called Canadelic. Actually, we're going again this weekend. I had a booth there, but this time I'm just attending. So yeah, I met him and we started discussing, genetics and me switching over to hemp breeding for a little while until it becomes rec here. And, he talked a big game and he got me on board, and I worked out there and I learned a lot. There's not really much to say, like it kind of just fell apart, but now I'm looking to get my own hemp farm. So it kind of was just the fuel I needed to keep going.
So as a breeder, was there anything about the hemp, working with the hemp in particular, that you thought, you know
Oh
what I
man,
mean?
it's so different.
Uh,
Go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Go.
No, I was cutting you off.
Oh
No, it
no,
was
I
so
was just
different.
gonna. No, you.
Yes, hemp is so different. So your numbers, it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game, and there's a lot of tricks and trades, and I don't even know if I don't know like what the um etiquette is about sharing it, but like you're to keep your numbers down, you got to have there's a lot of different things you have to do, like small pots, water only, um no newts, you know what I mean? So it's like it was definitely way different than I'm used to. It was like what we're trying to do on the opposite end. So everything we're trying to do with the cannabis, like high potency, like high performance, like it was the opposite of that. So
So I guess one of my main questions or curiosities is like say terps. You know, is there things that you could bring from the hemp side of things as far as terps, or is there anything they're doing since they can't necessarily work with the cannabinoids? Are they trying to push terps for a selling point as far as hemp flower goes?
there's many aspects to it. I actually know a few people who are isolating flavonoids, and like it's getting like really in depth. But I think what our end goal is to create high CBD, high terpene producing CBD plants. And right now, what they're see, I don't know what the etiquette is, but right now what they're doing is growing mass production hemp, and then when they harvest it, they're spraying it with this Delta-8 isolate or mm, synthesized THC. I don't know. It's crazy, and it broke my heart. And I have actually tried the Delta 8 stuff, and it affects me so differently. Like I can take 20 milligrams of the Delta 8, and I can't turn my camera sideways. I'm sorry, it looks really bad. But yeah, so basically what they're doing is they're synthesizing in a lab the 0.03% of the THC from the hemp, and they're mass producing it and then just spraying it on the dry flower. And so, like I said, I could take 20 milligrams of the Delta 8, and it makes me feel like I took probably 600 or 700 milligrams of my RSO, like I take. But a different, like, it makes me nauseous. It makes me feel like just weird. It doesn't feel the same. So.
I've never tried just the Delta 8 myself, but I've heard pretty much the same thing. Everybody that's tried it, it just doesn't make me feel the good. And as far as that goes, the sickness feeling as well comes with the people I've talked that have used the Delta 8. I wonder what's up with that.
One word: synthesized.
True that. You know, I was just rewatching a special. Is that see that is that a Sashfest blanket in the background there? That's pretty cool.
Oh, actually, banners made by What the Fuck Was Good Tree Fire. Thank you, dude. He did a really great job. He made that one and my new Canna Queen banner here. You gotta shout him out.
Right on. Looks good. Looks good. But in the voice report there, they were talking about European cannabis, and it was being sprayed with synthetics like that. And I'm like, ugh, just that report left a bad taste in my mouth. But then to hear you kind of repeat that a little bit with the CBD flower a little bit, that's a scary concept. That's big cannabis right there. I think that's what we'll be looking at with big cannabis, just recreational
And
cannabis at
like
some
everybody's like,
point.
well, there's no money in hemp, and I don't know what you think you're doing. And it's like, honestly, like, it's never been about the money for me with cannabis. So I'm not going to change when it comes to the hemp, but it's about the, oh man, I just lost the word. I squirreled. It's about the integrity of the medicine. You know what I mean? And so like, I am planning on breeding hemp. I bought a greenhouse, and I have intentions of playing around with hemp. But like I said, it's a numbers game, so it's more of a predicative breeding process. But my friend Lefty's Farm was nice enough to gift me some hemp strains that tested that did not pop hot. So I'm just gonna start with those. Some of them have like cherry wine in it. They're high alpine seeds, so it's a very good hemp seed company. So
Right on. I appreciate it. I mean, I think as growers, we should be kind of mixing it up and, you know, testing our skills a little here, a little there. You know what I mean? So I can appreciate you trying to go a little bit larger scale with the hemp there. Uh, so do you think some of the hemp terps there will cross over with I mean, do you see yourself kind of just pulling some of them terps, a hemp male, bringing a hemp male, high terpy over and just seeing what he brings to some of your genetics?
I mean, that's the plan. I know. I mean, I've been breeding for almost 7 years now, like cannabis. So I feel like I can just bring some of my knowledge and skills that I've basically taught myself through breeding over to the hemp side. I'm not gonna lie and say it isn't intimidating, because it's almost like not like I should have started with the hemp. I do have some high CBD strains that have tested pretty high, but they always have THC. And in my brain, THC and CBD just go together. Like they have a symbiotic nature. They need each other. So.
So I guess at some point, kind of warm up with the hemp. Do you think that you'll ever see once things loosen up with the laws there kind of just switching over, or do you think that that could possibly stay, you know what I mean, in another area with medical cannabis arise so you can kind of have them both side by side?
So my understanding is, so I'm trying to get my hemp license for the the hemp seed program. Also looking into taking a breeding program through Florida Gulf Coast University, just to have like that type of legitimacy behind me. But I believe that, from my understanding, that the hemp license holders will be put into like some type of monopoly, where when it switches over to rec, they will get the first, like basically like first choice to make the switch, you know, and that's my understanding. There really isn't any ironclad ruling right now. So
That just adds more of a good reason to take on some hemp there. You know what I mean? If it's gonna open the door a little bit for the
not
next
only
stuff.
that, but it
Oh
will
yeah.
just give me that much more experience on the CBD side, and what natural progression of somebody who's working with this plant wouldn't want, you know, would want to go that route, you know. So I'm right where I'm supposed to be, you know. It's not where I plan to be, but it's okay.
Sometimes we just gotta tuck and roll, see where
Bob
we
and
run
weave and
with
tuck
it.
and roll. You know, I wanted to name strains that. I wanted to name like a couple, two strains and call it Bob and weave and tuck and roll. Like, what are you smoking? Tuck and roll.
Well, speaking of new strains, and it has been a minute since you pointed out, holy, I want to go back through my books now. I really find it hard to believe it's been 2020 since the last time you came on. But obviously, if it's been that long, I know you pretty well. You haven't been sitting on your laurels. So what's been hot? I mean, the last time I guess if it's been that long, we talked. I had the Manja Delight. Hopefully I said that right.
I love you. I love you so much. It's menage, you know, like menage a trois. It's like menage. You get it wrong every time, so I know you never had a menage, but that's okay. No, no. Menage a Delight. I've actually F2'd that, so I have been forwarding that strain. Super excited about the F2s. Super excited to see a lot of those Northern Lights come out in this progeny. But I also have F5, the queen. So I officially have almost 6 years in her, and she's at an F5. Yeah, so I actually am not growing right now. I shut down the garden about 9 months ago when I went to go work at the R&D hemp farm, and you know, that's been a really hard adjustment for me, which is probably like, you know, possibly some of my pullback from, you know, I'm just trying to, you know, find my footing and find my spot in this community and this industry. So what's up, Wiener?
Man, that is an alarming trend I've seen lately. And I life's a bitch sometimes. You know what I mean? There is tons of people in the community right now that one reason or another has had to turn off some lights and take a pause on their growing career. Sometimes I wonder if it isn't just the way things are going. You know what I mean? We all start out bright-eyed, bushy tail, hell yeah, you know, wanting to run in you know, at one point have our own grow, you know, larger scale grow and stuff like that. But you know, the way things are moving so fast, I can't help but wonder if that, you know, the recreational side of things isn't putting squash to a lot of Canna gardens.
Yeah, I definitely know. I've seen that trend going around myself. And I know how it makes me feel when I'm not growing. Like honestly, I'm growing everything else. You name it, I'm growing it. I'm growing herbs, vegetables, trees. I'm growing all of it. I have bunnies and rabbits. Like I literally have a farm myself now. So we're staying busy, but when I'm not growing, and I tell I still go live most mornings, and like I tell everyone, when you're not growing, you're not growing. So like I feel like even though I'm not, I've come so far. I feel like because I'm not growing, like I'm stagnant. Like the plant isn't teaching me, so I'm not growing. Like I don't know, it's this weird thing I have, but it's almost like if you stopped breathing. When you grow for so long, I've been growing for 11 years. Well, I had been growing for 11 years. So when you grow that long and you stop, it's like, you know, it gets me emotional. Like a piece of you isn't growing. So, but big things are coming and more important things are on the horizon. So I know it's for the better, for the greater good.
Right on. And I agree with you, man. Growing something does help, man. I started to pull my numbers down and I panicked. I ain't gonna lie. I started chucking seeds. I gotta have some shit growing. And even though I'm like used to, nice big plants, even just seeing those little seedlings come up, I was like, you know what I mean? I
No,
could still
oh
feel
yes,
the
I do know
comfort.
what you mean because I make them. I make the seeds and like even like shucking those seeds and counting those seeds and packaging those seeds. It's all like a process. It's all like this it's sacred to me, so yeah.
There's definitely a lot of work that goes into those seeds. That's for sure. That's one of the things. I think if anybody kind of put a real effort into one round of, you know, breeding, they would never, ever, 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 ever again go, yeah, that pack of seeds is too expensive. Because there is so much work from just time to putting it together to putting
You'd
them
be
seeds in
amazed
the
at how
ground, just
many like
counting seeds,
people
like you
who
said.
how many people who okay, so like I'm gonna say probably, and this is just off the top of my head, probably 7 or 8 events here in Florida. I've done Florida Cup, I've done Cannadelic, I've done let's see, Grow Fest, I've done 710 Dab Days, I've done a potluck, I've done Boss Babes in Tampa, and like out of all these events, I'm telling you right now, and I'm not lying, at every single one of these venues, I was the only, if not, there was one other seed company other than me at these events vending. People walk past my booth and they'd pick up a pack of seeds, and like my packs of seeds, hold on. Right. My packs of seeds, okay, so one thing being in Florida, there is a federal loophole, cannabis seeds, hemp seeds, there's no differential. But we are to put that they are a novelty item or a souvenir or collectible. And when I was putting these stickers on my packs of seeds, it was probably one of the most heartbreaking things I've ever had to do, just for the sheer novelty. Like, do not collect these, do not let these sit on your shelf, put these in dirt, you know what I mean? It's like, but they're sealed with wax. Like, they're nice, so people walk past my booth and like, oh, what are these? And like I'm like, cannabis seeds, and they're like, what? And I'm like, cannabis seeds, and they're like, oh, and like they'll put them down and they'll like slowly tiptoe away, like and it's just like, as many times as I've seen that, um it's crazy to me. It's like, I know that other states, when they're becoming legal, like people have to wonder that the flower has to come from somewhere, right? Like it has to originate from something. Chicha. Yeah, it just broke my heart. And if it made me feel good, it made me feel good because like there was no other seed companies there. But then at the same time, it's like, where are my people at? Where are my growers? I think they're still underground. I think that they're not, they're not coming forward yet. So
I dig the wax stamp, by the way.
oh,
It's
thank
like a
you.
little kiss sealed with a kiss. The wax stamp.
It's got the Queen's seal of approval, man. Like it doesn't get much better than that. We'll give these 2 packs away today. How about that? We'll do Bubblegum Princess, one of the OG strains, and Buttercream Haze. We'll do those at the end, though. We can't do those right now. Is that okay, Eagle? I didn't even ask. I'm just like, we give
I
shit
tell
away.
you,
That's
since
what we
they've
do.
silly question. Silly question. That is a silly question. Since they've loosened up with like legislation and like mail-in seeds and clones and shit, I've become worse with seeds now than I ever have. I am like literally handing them out in Walmart. I fucking the auto parts station the other day. I think I hit every clerk. You smoker? You smoker? Bing! Here's the beans. Here's the beans.
That's us. Like we're promoting this
Yeah,
event, like just
they
walking
said
up to people.
I love this is my favorite answer for the do you want anything for them? Yeah, for you to quit buying weed. Grow that shit.
Love it.
So heck yeah.
But yeah,
So cool.
yeah.
Please, Queen first. Queen.
Oh,
Oh,
I was just gonna say same thing. Like, well, the opposite of what you were just talking about. Like, we're promoting this event, and like our flyers have a hemp leaf on them, right? And so I'll walk up and I'll say, "Do you like music?" This is exactly how I'm promoting this event. Do you like music? Do you like food? Do you like cannabis? And then like by the time I get to cannabis, they'll be like yes or no, and then like I'll be able to like hand them the flyer because people get very offended. Like when they see that leaf, it is almost like you flicked off their grandmother. Like I don't understand it. I'll never comprehend it, but that is exactly how it is these days. Still here. It's painful sometimes.
so I guess if the garden's not going, is are you gonna recreate some super new stuff, or do you got some people holding on to some the good things for you?
I
I
I have
know
met some
what
really amazing.
the Queen's Guard is strong, so I'm sure somebody's sitting on some things for you.
Yeah, so between the guardsmen who are they're breeding forward my strains, we're doing selections. It's insane. But also I have, met some really amazing community members that are local to me and are holding some of my stuff so dearly. But besides that, I had worked my triple X candy to a BX1, and I did get some of those out to testing and I got a new logo done for that one, and I kind of just took a little sabbatical. I'm trying to like, just like I said, just refine my footing, but we're doing these events and we're raising money for the farm that we're ultimately going to have. So
Right on, right on. You've always been doing that. That's another thing, man. You've always had a big heart when it comes to the cannabis community. Fundraisers for either somebody in need, a friend that has lost, and just so many other great reasons. I was actually uploading your episode not so long ago up into the newer side of things. And was, kind of thinking about that. And,
I haven't
uh,
I
it,
haven't thought about Miss Lady Luck here in a little while, but even after that, we lost Morning Star, which was my other close friend, and I just did a fundraiser. It wasn't really a fundraiser. We started a GoFundMe for my sister. She just had her baby, and he has had these heart surgeries, and they're in the hospital. She's staying in the Ronald McDonald House. So I said, anybody who donates, even just $5, anything helps. I'll send you a 5-pack of seeds, and several people donated to my little nephew's GoFundMe, and we raised like $7,000 for them. They're going to be in the hospital for 3 to 6 months, so supplement their bills and their gas and their groceries, just to give them a little bit of relief while they're taking care of that precious little warrior boy. So, but yeah, the community is my family. So
since since Florida is kind of taking off, I guess the question is, are you going to focus there, or are you still going to have some love for your Michigan events still?
oh man, out of all the places I've been, and since Michigan, I've been to Virginia. We went to Washington, D.C. Chicha, I, Lefty, Modern Roots, and a few other people went down to the National Cannabis Festival in D.C. and in April, took a little field trip, and shit, I just squirreled. What we're talking about?
If you guys have wondered, that's where the squirrel comes from. Anywho's, we were talking about you coming to Michigan.
Oh, right. Yeah. So I haven't been back to Michigan since like 2021, I think. So yeah, it's time. I miss, but what I was gonna say is I've been all over, and like I never felt the love like I did in Michigan. Never felt the love like that. Y'all are my people.
And I have to still give you credit for you. It may have been a minute since you've been around, but you still get full credit for squirrels.
That has to be one of the
Anybody
best
that
shows that I ever
does
did too.
squirrel
Like
or
I,
mentions that,
yeah, I love
they
it.
get that answer. You know who brought that to the show? Miss Canna Queen.
I love it. It's good shit.
It was a fun episode. It was a fun episode.
I was just telling Eagle before we came on that, Chicha gave me the shirt, so I had to rock it. But man, me and Chicha met on fucking Talking Shit with Eagle. I don't know if it was Memorial Day or Labor Day or Veterans Day, but I came on, like, gave away some seeds, and like she was on, and like ever since then we've been vibing. So we met through this amazing platform that you've created for the community, and so thank you for that.
I'm such a fucking stoner. I am such a stoner. I just want you to know that, because I tried to like search my YouTube a little bit just to see. It seems like you've been on twice, and
Yeah,
it
I
may
think
have
three
not just.
times. I came
When I bring it
with
up though, I tried to type it in, like just the part first Canna first, and I looked down. I'm like, two of them popped up, and I see 2020, like you said, and I was like, oh, she might be right. And then I looked up, and then I see uh 2022, and I'm like, yeah, see, she was on again. And then I looked at the date, and it says live. I'm like, oh.
today. I am almost
That one
ashamed to
don't
say,
count.
like, I literally go to bed. So, like, when I was working on the farm, I was getting up really early, and like I had an hour commute one way every day. So, yeah, I was going to bed like 8, 9 o'clock every night. A girl needs her sleep. A queen needs her rest. If my desk wasn't so dirty, I'd show you. I have all your slaps, Tommy trichomes, kazoo, everybody's slaps representing. It's a mess right now.
I was muted. I was gonna say, or I said, I got much love for slaps. And Mr. Guerrero and Chad, I typed cheers, but I meant to say sometimes. Oh, now I squirrel, damn it. I squirrel. Damn it.
It's okay. It's
I
fine.
squirrel big time. Big time.
What are you growing
It's
right now?
contagious. It
Let
really
me
is.
live vicariously through you.
You know, that's funny. That's the same thing I say to a lot of these other people when they're on. I'm asking them to show their garden. I've got a few different things going here. See if I can remember. I've got some stuff from Kazoo, who's in chat. Oh, that's right. We were talking about slabs. We'll finish that and then we'll talk about the garden.
Yeah.
Slabs. I wandered up to a booth the other day when I was doing the Mendo and the Mitten, and somebody, you want some stickers? And I was like, yeah. And I grabbed a couple, and they were like, here, take a few. And I was like, no. I don't want to waste them. I understand. No. You know what I mean? I don't. That's one of the bummers too. Is people take shit and they don't use them. You know what I mean? And then things do cost money, so I don't want to take a bunch of shit that isn't. You know what I mean? I took enough that for me. You know what I mean? But I don't want to waste them.
Yeah, no, they never go to
That's some
waste.
cools.
They never go to waste. Not here. I mean, look. See?
I do the same thing. My little area right here is covered in slabs. My desk area. I know a lot of those names.
That's my favorite one right there.
Yeah.
This is my new slap, my new strain. Nick,
Interesting graphic. I'd like it.
Nick. So I can explain that because actually I have mixed reactions. People are repulsed and they're like, oh, you're over sexualizing women. And I was like, last I checked, that was one. So I don't think, you know what I mean? I don't think it's like that. But Triple X Candy is the Pakistani indica. And so I was like, she needs to be, Pakistani. She needs to be like, like dark skin. And I was like, she needs to be raunchy, but she needs to be like still classy at the same time. And so and then obviously she had to have candy everywhere. So it was like when it came up, I was like, what? I'm like, it's tasteful. And they're like, that is raunchy. That's not tasteful. That's raunchy. And I was like, well, wait till you smoke her. It fits perfectly. You just don't know. You don't know until you smoke it or grow her.
Somebody's got to give Amy a run for her money. We talk about Amy Aces quite a bit, how she gets around.
So funny story about Amy Aces, and I might have told this story before on here, but the first grow off that I ever did, basically Teo put in Amy Aces and I put in my Miami Heat back cross, which was Fire and Flames. And it was my first grow off. It was my first time running an event like that. And it was a 16-week grow off on the internet with 50 people that dwindled down to about 27, that dwindled down to about 15 at the end. But I was doing bi-weekly giveaways. We did like mail demolition contests, and like people would send in videos of how they like demolish their mail. They like put them on a firework and send them in the sky. And it was so dope. Like it was so fun and interactive. And but yeah, so Amy Aces is a bad bitch because I accept defeat. Like she won that, he won that grow off with her. And I've grown her since then as well. So cheers.
Cheers. Ned Denver was asking, who was that artist again?
Artist. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna brain fart on the name. It's Nick. Hold on, let me find it because I don't want to misspeak. He just did the new 9-pound hammer, the Jinx, the 9-pound hammer one. It starts with an M.
I'm not quite sure myself,
Uh,
but I definitely have a love. I was last night, as a matter of fact, so you can see the hash machine behind me. And I was those are all like fresh additions to that machine. I've only had that machine a little over a year, and I've been adding slabs to it. There you go. Ned Denver.
Nick Miola. Nick Miola. I never say it right.
That makes me feel better about my mispronunciation of your strain all the time.
I love it. It's awesome. Oh, there she is right there.
So I clear taped over all my slabs so they wouldn't get messed up during the
Oh, that was
hash making
smart.
process.
That was smart as fuck.
Yeah, treasure those things. That's half of what has kept those lights up behind me for so long. Back there. Bing. That one back there. See all the slaps on them through that dirty lens there? They're covered up to the left there. Those double XLs are covered in slaps from years and years. They've got old TGA, the old original TGA slaps on them and shit. And I hate to see all that shit go. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, man. Yeah, there's a lot of history, a lot of love, not to mention just the loss of all the slaps. When I moved here, I lost a bunch because Smiley, and a lot I've heard of myself, Smiley, and a lot of other growers putting slaps on the door. You know what I mean, to the grow room. It sounds good until you move.
Well, it sounds good until it
And,
gets 3 years of light exposure from the LEDs and they're all faded and, ruined. Because I have a Mendo Dope one it's like one of the first ones. And like, I don't know, it's like ruined now. I'm like, sad face.
So are you still interested to know what's in the garden? I guess. If you're still
Absolutely. Of
interested.
course I am. Of course.
Well, I have some of Kazoo's Cush's stuff in there, some of his lime steed. I have some of his the steed back over there flowering under the HPS. And I believe there's some of his 3 steed floating around in there as well. And this sounds like these are all like newer additions too, since I am kind of trying to pull the garden down, but I just can't let it go. I'm like, fuck it, I'll take them with me. I'll just keep them in bench. uh, and then I've got the board 13. I've got the milkman. I have Xmas, and I have some stomp waffle. Stroop waffle. There we go. Stroop waffle for Red Dragon Brothers. Had 3 of their strains going. Which is the strawberry swirl is another one I have going through from them. And then I have my Colombium F2s that I breeded out. And then of course the DOA strain My cross of them are going back there as well. And a few other things here and there that I've just kind of randomly thrown down. I think there's like 13 or 14 back there. I had it wind down to like 4, and then like I said, I panicked and just started chucking seeds. I had to see some new life, Canna. Like you said, man, it just
It's gonna be
it's
crazy when I
the
can pop
comforting.
beans again. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Because even when I was popping beans, I'm like, I had to pop 20 at least of each strain, or it wasn't worth popping to me. So it was like 200 strains or 200 seeds at a time. You know, when you have to transplant that, you don't think about that when you're popping these little bitty seeds and floating them in water. It's like no big deal. So
Well, at least you at least were able to, go spend some time with the hemp plants anyways. That
oh yeah.
counts.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I've gotten actually 2 job offers for 2 different hemp farms I'm possibly entertaining or going to be collabing with and creating some genetics. So it's pretty cool. They're my options are kind of open right now. I have a clean slate and it's kind of like what I needed to make the right decision for where I'm going. So
Right on, right on. Like I said, you've always been a mover and a shaker, so I have no doubts about the queen's success in cannabis.
yeah,
I
God
know
gave
she'll
me
be
this
there
gift.
somewhere or another.
I'm just the facilitator of wherever I'm supposed to be going. I'm just along for the ride. So I'm excited.
So I guess what would be your one of a dream event? If you could put together like a dream event, what would it look like? Would it be music? What would it all pertain?
I mean, if I'm being honest, it's this event that I'm doing right now with my friend, my colleague. It's everything from all the events I've been to. So I've been to Detroit High Times. I've been to Emerald Cup. I've been to Kushstock. I've done all these events. I've done local cups. I've done, all these things, and I'm seeing what's there, and I'm observing, and like you said, I'm a go-getter, so or mover and shit, whatever you want to call it. I just see everything those were missing, and we're trying to implement that in this festival. And I know it's just a festival, but I had this mission statement, that it was like I had intent behind, what I was doing here. So we have like 8 food trucks. We have bands playing from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. So live entertainment the whole time. It's 10 acres of just beautiful live oak trees and rolling hills and a 10,000 square foot barn. So, it's just we've created this environment, and it would be my dream to have accomplished, this and let it be successful. So
Sounds like a good start there in Florida, that's for sure. Oh yeah. Will the food trucks be medicated or will it be either or? I have to ask because
we have the
sometimes at
food
these
truck.
events it's hard to get regular food.
So exactly. So that's something I observed as well. And I was like, so not only do we have a munchies tent that I'm supplying, okay, like candy bars, chips, just regular munchies, but we have a food truck for like every basic munchie craving. So we have hot wings, we have like Caribbean food that has like prime rib sandwiches and stuff like that. We have a snow cone truck, a smoothie truck, and then we have a vegan food truck. And so there's one more. I forgot one. Anyway, the food is covered. So we're gonna have medicated popcorn, freshly popped. We're gonna have medicated like drinks. but there, there's going to be also regular drinks as well. And we have an on-site bartender, and there'll be like, white sangria, red sangria, and beer and White Claw. So everybody's welcome. It's not just a CBD and cannabis festival. It's just a community event, that we're providing.
Getting pretty awesome, man. I love the music aspect of it too.
We almost had Ted Nugent. We seen him when he was in town. We wrote his agent. Like, actually, this is all on my colleague, but he wrote his agent and everything. And like, he supports the military and medical cannabis. So, but he couldn't make it, but it was pretty cool to just even try,
Hey, you gotta try. You gotta try. I don't, as far as like this adventure too, you know what I mean? I've landed some pretty good guests, and it wouldn't be without trying. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta fucking throw that out there. There's been times where I've even been like, no fucking shit. Now I'm nervous. Now what? Now what the fuck do I do?
Yeah.
So yeah, hell yeah.
Well,
Maybe
luckily my
next year.
colleague
You
is a
never know.
radio
It sounded
DJ,
like
so there'll be no dead air.
I looked at the lineup from as far as I could see through the page, your postings and whatnot. It looked like a hell of a lineup. A good day of cannabis entertainment and just hanging out in the sun.
Yeah. Oh, he was a weed hater. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it should be a good day. It will be a
So
good day.
are you still doing like the arts and crafts fun stuff too? I mean, you were putting out like tumblers and all that good stuff. Is that stuff
Yeah,
still available as well?
I have some trays, but I don't do it at all anymore. It's a process, and it was getting to be like not fun to me anymore, so I stopped doing it. But I still have some trays.
That just makes them collectible. If you're lucky
Right?
enough to get one of them that we're done, now it's a collectible.
See,
And
don't you
that's
have one?
important too, man. I do. I do. It's packed, but I do. I do. I never even used it because I didn't want it to get fucked up. That's how much it
Oh,
meant. As stuff like that.
well,
It
that's
means,
pretty
and
well.
everybody told me modern was all over my ass. He was like, "See, I use it. It fucking, you can just take it, and clean it up." I'm like, "You just don't get it."
They do pretty well, though.
I
I
don't.
mean, I've had this one quite a while. It's not too bad.
Mine's a special squirrel one.
I
Mine's a
know.
squirrel.
I wanted to make myself one of those, but there was only a few of those made. Like maybe like 4.
More the
Yeah,
reason to cherish it and put it up on my shelf and look at it,
that's
dude.
true. That is very true. Now it's a collector's item.
And I'm also, I can appreciate the fact is putting it out while you still can enjoy it. You know what I mean? That's the way I pursue in almost anything anymore. I got to have that passion and wanting to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it becomes work, I don't, everything changes when it becomes like work. You know what I mean? And if you don't want to do it at shows, and then next thing you know, you'll never want to even look at a tumbler again. You know what I mean? Fuck them. I'm
I'm
drinking
right there. I
ceramic
have like
cups now.
4 more that I can do, but I think I'm just gonna do them as like gifts, like eventually, because just been so busy, you get busy, and like that's a process, like, so I have one right here. This is one that I didn't sell. It says manure happens, but like I had to sand the cup, spray paint the cup, glitter the cup, epoxy the cup, decal the cup. So it took me like 10 days, right? And like 5 layers of epoxy and sanding, and then, I charge $50, $60, you know what I mean? And people are like, for a cup? Like, are you serious? And I'm like, dude, you see that? Like, you know what I mean? It took work. It's a piece of art. Like, you pay $50 for a Yeti cup. Like, why not for personal art? that you can hold and drink out of. Like, fuck.
Right. I get it. As a craftsman myself, I get it. Same
But
thing
you know,
goes for like a lot of the wood stuff I've made.
yeah. And it's like earlier when you're saying, like, when you finally know what goes into making a seed, and like not just any seed, you know what I mean? Like an intentional breed. And like when you see what goes into that, you're like, oh man, because like before you grow, you don't even know how long it takes you to grow a plant from seed to harvest and then from dry to cure. And like when you finally get that retrospect, it's like, oh man, like that's an F5 that she has to have at least 4 or 5 years into that. You know what I mean? So it's like they still don't want to pay for it because they don't even understand it. Like at least where I'm at, where I'm from, they don't get what an F5 means. That they just, you know, they don't understand. So we need to educate, and that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to create a network. We're going to have sign up sheets for people who want to take classes, and we're going to just spread the knowledge because it's they don't know. It's sad.
I agree. I agree. People definitely need to be more educated about seeds breeding. I think that's where it should be, to be honest with you. In a lot of cases, um, I think, just like again, back to my woodworks, you know what I mean? I want a product in the end that I can stand by, and it's gonna be that product every fucking time. Not necessarily like it's I
Right.
can see it if it's like you know what I mean? But I think that it'd be nice if even there was a price, a level there, you know what I mean? F1s were this, that, you know what I mean, and kind of work their way up to that price of the F5s, that where it's you can appreciate that's the work put in. This is the quality that they're standing by, you know what I mean?
And like right
I'd
now it's
appreciate it.
like, yeah, right now it's like what they see, like it's about what they can see. Like within the first 5 seconds of them hearing or seeing the strain, it has to be, frosty and purple, or it's, if it's green, like they're gonna pick the purple one over the green one anytime, when we know, most of us know, that the green one's gonna be probably more potent and probably taste better, so it's just like, maybe not taste better, I don't know. That's just my personal opinion, but they're so used to the dispensary buds, and it's like,
What do you find as a breeder? What are they looking for? What are they asking for? Do you find that people are happy with the F1s, or do you find that they want to find something along the lines of an F5 where they don't have to do the work? I mean, what is the community asking you for?
I mean, honestly, what they're asking for, I feel a disconnect to, because they're uneducated about what anything is. They want, they want Skittles, they want Do-si-do, they want cake, turtle, pop, bear claw, you know what I mean? It's like, I just want them to start with something that will give them the confidence to grow the bear claw and the truffle and this, that, and you know what I mean? Like I feel so strongly about making them feel good as a grower from the start, with something that is stable, something that is dependable, something's reliable. And most of them just want to
I'm
pop a
kind
bag
of
seed they found in a dispensary bud. And, I'm just like, come on, just give me a second. Like, just give me 1 minute. It's like, you have to be the salesperson of your own, of your own creations, Give me 1 second. I gotta get a drink. 1 second.
right on, right on. Cheers, everybody in chat. Mr. John holding it down with the links. Much love, sir. Man, I appreciate you. It's 100%. Stony Rockefeller in chat. Miss Mother Nature, guest from a couple nights ago. Cheers to you. Pimp that shit. Chicha B in the chat. Rusty Nails, Mystic Marks, Guerrero Rose. Cheers to you. Mr. Mike B, Big Blazer 80. How you guys doing? Resurrection Prophet and his cast. Cheers. So I wanted to ask you, lately I've been kind of pushing my opinion about breeding as such is man, I would like to see more what's going the ingredients or the mom and pops be more proprietary. As you were kind of talking about, people want the cookies, people want the Zittles, you know what I mean? If a lot of you guys, you breeders, this is the first time I've actually got to talk to like a genetics, a breeder about the, you know, a one-on-one on this thought. You know what I mean? If I really feel if more breeders kept their stuff proprietary, it could give them more of a not niche, you know what I mean, for people to come and want that strain, more stuff that if now you're putting stuff out there, you know what I mean, with your name, it's harder to recreate and you're going to want that vision to stand out. You know what I mean? You're going to want whatever the candy, you know what I mean? You
Mhm.
want candy to just stand out and everybody all on its own. You know what I mean? This is the flavor profile, this is the high. If things are more proprietary, I think that will really slow down a lot of the new breeders that are heading out there because now they won't be chasing names as much. You know, understand what I'm saying? They won't
Mhm.
know that this is in the candies, that's in the candies, or whatever. You know, they'll buy it for the merit of just the strain alone. You know what I
So
mean?
in my opinion, basically if someone said, okay, like I'm trying to say this in the best, quickest way possible because I could draw it out, but so like the only way they would be able to recreate or create something that I've already created is to take something of mine and cross it back to something of mine, right? Because if they tried to go get Oro Blanco and Miami Heat from 2011 or 2016 when I made Queen White Haze, they're not going to get the same phenos. They're not going to get the same packs. They're not, you know what I mean? So it's like they can never create the same thing. That's the best thing about cannabis, in my opinion, that there's so many, there's just, it's just like human recreation. There's so many variables and there's so many different you know what I mean? It's just, it's incredible. And that's the best thing about the plant. She can't be like, that's, I'll stand by this forever. Like she can't be trademarked. She can't be owned by anybody. And, but people can steal people's work by crossing their, their stuff to their stuff. And like, I don't agree with that, but that's, that's inevitable. It's going to be done. But I agree, keeping your original lineage proprietary, like it's awesome. I see a value in it for sure.
I really think it would slow down a lot of the bullshit. And like we're, you know, as you're talking about, people are so naive when they're buying seeds these days, and there's so many people out there just trying to make a quick buck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You take out a lot of the names, and that's what's going on. You know what I mean? These newer kind of breeders are counting on them names. Oh, it's almost the names in it are almost bigger than the name itself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Cookies, roots, and then the
Yeah, just
name little
renaming
across the
stuff.
top.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. That's one thing I observed with all these events that I was going to is like all these trappers had these repackaged like Cali Booth packages, like all pretty and like runts and like Skittles logos and like, packaged in Mylar bags and all nice and pretty. But it was like, that's what they're going for. Like, I can't relate to that. Like this, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Well, I guess on the flip side of that now, I didn't even think about this. If Florida goes or you're able to go as far as you can go in Florida there, could you ever see yourself having uh your own Queen Genetics to where, it was just kind of set up just like, who the other one of the other names in cannabis where you could just have your name on the front and then you were just buying the Queen's Genetics inside. Would that be something you'd be interested in? Not even in, just carrying your own flower and, putting out your own brand, your own
Yeah.
seal of approval on every pack. You know what I mean? I
So
can see that
Florida
being something
is fully
awesome.
integrated. So yeah, like if I did it, eventually it would be my seed to table or seed to shelf type thing, like where it's bred, grown, and harvested and cured and sold on the same property where you can tour, we can educate. It's gonna be like touring a winery, you know what I mean? Like you just that's my dream anyway. Um it's funny because my dream has evolved as I've evolved. So
Right on, right on. So what's in the immediate future for the Queen?
Sashfest 2022, baby. I'm trying to get through this. I'm just trying to get through this. And then, we're gonna have a morning show. Me and my friend Rich, we're gonna have a morning show. So on the radio, cannabis centric, veteran centric radio station where people do testimonials about how cannabis has helped their lives and hopefully just inspire people and just start getting the knowledge out there because I was on his show. It's a nationwide show. Like, I mean, actually it's all like the whole entire world, people from all over the world. And they were asking questions that were really important questions that maybe if I couldn't answer, I could find an answer for them, like for instance, one question was about schizophrenia and cannabis. And I remember when I was doing research about Alzheimer's and THC that I had seen that they don't recommend, because the question was, is there one thing you wouldn't recommend this plant medicine for? And I couldn't think of anything right off the top of my head, but I remembered the schizophrenia thing that I had read, and it said basically because schizophrenia is so all over the place, it's so unpredictable. If you were to smoke something with high THC, and it would just increase like the paranoia, and that's really strong with schizophrenia. So that's where my mind went. So that I was like, let me check, so I like fact checked it, and like I went to a couple websites and just made sure that I was giving correct information. But that was some information that maybe they wouldn't even know who to ask. You know what I mean? So it's like I want to be that connection to where people have that platform where they can do that. And F5 radio is going to help me do that too. So you'll see more of
That's
that in the
freaking
future. I just,
awesome.
I can't say too much about it, but during this festival that we're doing, we're creating a community, and we're going to be doing little mini docus about veterans that are there and stuff. So it's going to be awesome.
Where can they find that?
I'll be sharing the links on my story and on my page on IG.
Right on, right on.
Yeah.
Sounds like an interesting project. Just trying to help them find their way, Canna. Just trying to help them find their way.
Yep. Someone's got to do it.
Right on. So will that be a once a week project? Will it be daily? What's what's the time slot for like on that?
Actually, it's still in the planning stages. So, but yeah, I might have divulged a little too much information. I might get in trouble from my colleagues. So, but just
Hope
just
not.
follow me on Insta. Follow me. Yeah, just we're going places. We're doing things.
I never doubted that. So heck yeah, that's pretty fucking awesome. And it's easy to sit here on the other side of not planning the event and go, oh, what's next? What's next? Because there's so much that goes into that shit. I can't even
We're
fucking imagine.
we're actually headed to Miami this weekend to do promo. So if anybody's in the area.
So fuck yeah. Uh yeah, they've asked me all the time to do something like the shit that you're gonna do. And I'm like, man, it's hard enough to do, the few fucking grow alongs and shit like that I've done. I've only done one and like for just the DOA project, taking names and shit like that. There's a lot of time going in that. I can't imagine even, putting together a full scale event, multiple artists, getting everybody to click. It's hats off to you guys, man. Seriously on that shit.
I definitely wouldn't have been able to do this on my own. But yeah, together. It takes teamwork, man. It does. It takes a village, but we're getting it done. We're doing whatever it takes. So
I hope it goes well so it continues to be an annual thing or a semi-annual. You never know. After Florida is blessed with good weather, it doesn't necessarily have to be a a once a year thing. Unfortunately, Michigan's good times are very much dictated by the season. We don't
yeah,
have very good indoor events.
yeah. I mean, it's gonna be hot and rainy and miserable, but there's no rainouts. We made sure of that. And there's like 8-foot air conditioned fans and there's some air conditioned rooms and we have a VIP tent, lounge. So it's gonna be awesome.
Well, that's another thing too. You definitely have put your time into, going into events, setting up a few, you know what I mean? I'm sure you have a lot of knowledge on things you'd like to see, things that shouldn't be done. I definitely the one festival there I can remember that you were underwater. You were underwater most of that fest.
Yeah.
I
Cush
know.
stock. Yeah, it was 39 degrees, raining. I'd never been to Michigan before that time. And we drove from Ann Arbor and we were late and it was just a day. But that was the first day I met you, Eagle. And I met 15 digits. And I just remembered that I met one of my guardsmen that day. It literally, he had to remind me, but I totally forgot that that's the day that I met Job Brother Bird. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Right on. That event right there for me showed me how fucking strong the cannabis community was really. It on for one, it was a tough event. You know, the event holders, I think we got to give them a little credit. They definitely scrambled to try to keep the event dry, even though it was somewhat of a failure because your area unfortunately got stuck underwater, which was shitty, super shitty.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, fucking people came out. You know what I mean? As you said, it was a chilly, cold, fucking rainy day, and Michigan fucking still came out in droves, fucking stomped through the mud and hung out all fucking day and partied in that cold wind while us vendors fucking did our best to keep our shit dry and
Yeah.
fucking still there because while you were soaking wet, me and my team were literally holding our tent down from blowing away. We had to send 15, went and got us cinder blocks from Menards to hold our shit down. It was a tough event for vendors, but as far as the community, man, you guys came out in droves and were super cool to fucking meet. That's for sure.
Yeah, I met a lot of really cool people that day. I met Lynn Mass that day. I met puffer that day. Yeah, I met a lot of really cool people that day, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
yeah.
what it's about, though, like we all are doing
So
something, working towards a common goal, tribe.
what are some of the other cool places that you've flown the flag there, the Canna flag? And where has cannabis taken you lately?
Um, I think the last event I did was Canadelic in February. I want to say. But before that, I did like a 2-year tour. I did like a 2-year tour from Michigan to California to um around Florida, and then we did Virginia. So yeah, we've been around, checked it out.
I've had I've had thoughts of lately doing my own being a cannabis gypsy for a minute, just popping through a lot of these events and going from coast to coast and meet some cool folks.
Yeah,
I don't
I
think it's
mean,
still out of the possibility, to be honest with you. It's 420, 420, who we see in chats a lot. He planted a seed and it's been hanging back there, just kind of festering since, man. He was like, you should do that. Rent an RV and sticker that motherfucker and just go from,
mhm,
place to place, doing what you do live, you know what I mean? Find a weed nerd or somebody in them states that want to, hang out and do the show and then go from event to event. And I was
that's
like,
dope. You should do it.
that sounds fucking really cool. And that idea has been kind of floating around back there ever since. So I
I
don't
love that
know.
idea. That's
So
pretty
it's an
dope.
amazing community. I would love to shake hands with so many of these great people.
That's like I'm saying, I was in Pittsburgh. I'd never been to PA. I mean, I've been to Hershey, PA, but like we were driving through, so like we flew in, and like I'd never been to Pittsburgh before, and man, I found a weed nerd. I found a freaking DGC weed nerd, and he brought me some bud, and like we toked up, and like we seshed it out, and it was awesome. And it was like, man, where else in the world could you just never have been somewhere and have a friend that could like bail you out, like you know. So it was pretty cool. I love it. I actually work with a weed nerd. I don't know if he wants me to say his name, but he's definitely a diehard weed nerd. So love it.
That's awesome. We're everywhere these days, Kana. We're
I
everywhere.
know.
We took it from
Mendo
Weed
Dope
Nerd
is going to be
Nation
down here in
and
November
made
at
it a
Mount Dora.
world.
Mendo Dope.
I suggest looking them up. Some cool cats right there. Fucking humble as shit. That was the other thing about fucking meeting them cats is they were like one of us. You know what I
They are.
mean? There was
Yes.
no fucking we're Mendo dope about it. They took the the love that you were giving them and just kind of smiled and was like, let's get high. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And that's the other thing I thought it was really cool about them is you meet a lot of people in the cannabis industry and some people kind of get kind of snob, if you will.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't want to smoke other people's stuff and that. And I'm not one of them people. I'll fucking hand any joint you fucking pass me. And if you've ever been to an event, you know that about me. I'm usually one of the last ones standing there. Shit, yeah, I get that shit. But my no dope was cool like that too, though. You
Yeah.
know, they were fucking taking joints as passed, and it was fun to hang out with them. So do look them up when they come down there. Cool
Oh yeah, I'm
cats.
going. Like we went last year and supported them, and like nobody down here knew who they were. It killed me. Like oh man, it's crazy. I just don't like that's why we need to open their eyes. We got to show them, man. We got to show them what's up.
It was funny that I've got I'm telling you, I have fun still passing seeds as much as possible. You know, some lit that fire in me long ago, and I still try to do it as much as possible. But I've got a few people everywhere I go that know me through cannabis now, through seeds or whatever. And Walmart is no different. And every time I go in there, I've actually got a couple guys that father son that work in produce. They watching this. They know who the fuck they are. And I was in there talking to two of them today, and through kind of interactions with me and shit like that. And moreover, going to the Mendo Dope and Mendo and the Mitten event, I was like, yeah, you should check these guys out and shit. You know what I mean? Referring to the Mendo Dope. And they play music, kind of more listen to the Tool side of things. And ever since that day, they have been rocking the Mendo Dope. They're like, man, I just, I'm not, that isn't my usually my shit. I'm usually cranking the Tool or something, but man, I have been listening to a lot of Mendo Dope. In fact, I was having that conversation with him today. And I'm like, you know what? They're coming back. You should go down there with me walking on the fucking September 9th. I'm like, man, it's a lot of fun down there. You tell some people we'll go hang out, you know what I mean? But yeah, I love these events. So is that a possibility? Michigan we love our camping events now. That's like the trend up here. Is there any possibility for the weekend fun events down there?
Yeah, so actually that's kind of something that's being thrown around is maybe like a 3-day type camping event. We'll see.
I hope so, man. Them are the best times, man. Just because it's cool to fun to, go through the event and talk to the vendors and see, what they're about, get, you know, pick up some fun stuff throughout the day. But it's even funner to retreat back to the campground and, indulge on some of the treats you picked up that day and hang out with some friends and,
Yeah.
and then be able to go back the next day and then go back to some of these vendors, and fire that shit was fire, really. Next to the fire, it was fire. I want some more of that shit. You know what I mean? So I hope you guys do that shit. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's more of a immersive type experience too, because like, you don't have to leave. So you can overconsume if you want to. And you're not gonna get towed out of the parking lot, huh? Clio parking lot.
Yeah, that was that
Those
was
moments.
another, yeah, crazy part of that day was, yeah, that a lot of people got stuck that day. It was like a freak rain that day, but not all
Yeah.
bad. So how we doing, Miss Queen? I know you you said you had to take a nap to come hang out with us.
I
You're
know, I
usually an
do.
early riser. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
usually
I'm usually
popping on the IG right around the time I'm clocking out.
yep.
Sometimes I pop in when got a little bit of energy left in me.
I
Say
know, I
hello.
usually do it. Yeah. I'm usually an early riser, but I did take a nap because it's been a while.
Oh, yeah. Brought some of the guards, over this evening. I can
I
see
saw
for
that.
sure. Some always cool, always
Wanna
cool.
give these seeds away?
Hell yeah, hell yeah. So do you have? I know you always have a lot of fun giveaways on your channel. So do you have something in mind? As far as the giveaway goes, I'm usually pretty same old number thing, but you always usually put some kind of fun twist on it. Do you have something in mind that how you'd like to give them away?
So I mean, we talked about a lot of stuff. So I think we could probably ask a trivia question to see if they were paying attention. What that trivia question is I don't know yet.
See, that's why I asked. You make it fun. Mine would have been the same old number thing. Now they gotta think. They gotta look back. They can't cheat. They have to use their memory. I guess they could skim it back to the episode, but that seems like that'd be tough.
Yeah. I'm gonna do two questions, so I'll ask two questions. So the first one is, what is the name of the strain that Eagle cannot pronounce right to save his life?
Why did I know that was gonna be the fucking question? Why did I somehow I knew?
Well, it's a great strain, so maybe I'll send a 5-pack of that
It is.
if they can get it right.
Every time I hear somebody says they're growing that, I'm going, you're gonna shit yourself.
Oh, be
Ooh,
crazy.
that one right off the top.
Yeah.
That was a sniper shot right there. Cheers to you.
Oh, I didn't say what that was for. That was for the buttercream haze. Unless you'd like the bubblegum princess, I'll let you pick. Bubblegum princess is bubblegum diesel by Top Dog, crossed to the Queen White Haze.
That's funny. In all fairness, that should have been an easy one because you fragged on me plenty of times on that.
You're not the only one who can't, like, okay, so there was between Lefty and I, Menage a Delight was a collab between Lefty and I. Lefty did the male selection on the AK Bean Brains NL5 TK NL5 Haze male and crossed it to the Lemon Delight, which was my Lemon Tree GMO TK Skunk, which is Lemon Royale by Swamp Boys, crossed to the Queen White Haze. And so that was our collab. So we couldn't agree on the spelling of Menage. He wanted to spell it MANAJA, and I was MANEGJE. And so, you know, it was like there was a discrepancy with the spelling. So I think that's where some of the mispronunciations are coming from. No, it's Menage because TK's in there like 3 times, like, you know, Menage. When I explain it, people kind of are like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like you have to put it in like a term where they can kind of like think about it differently.
Too funny. Too funny.
All right, so
put it easy enough
say?
for me. I
Did
should
you
be able
say?
to get it to this day, but I still fuck it out.
Okay, he's taking that bubblegum princess. So the next one is buttercream haze, which is layered cake by Swamp Boys, which is wedding cake wedding cake GMO TK skunk crossed to Queen White Haze. And the question is, I should have been thinking about it, huh? Are we drinking the same tea? Cheers. Okay, I had Nick Meal.
Man, I've been drinking a lot of Arizona's lately. Sorry.
That's okay. I just want to make sure I say it right. Nick Miola Design, my latest strain release, which was what? That might be too hard.
I don't think so. That's
I
a good
showed the
question.
logo for it, so.
We should remember. Should know. It's just rememberable. That's the other thing about the logo. It's rememberable.
And so is the strain when you grow it and you smoke it. She has this, damn, be too crazy. You gotta get it. Well, can we let someone else win it? Then Ned Denver gets it. If you I'll give you a 5-pack of the Menage Be Too Crazy, and I'll give this buttercream haze to Ned Denver. Congratulations. Send me a DM so I can get your infos. The
So
lady that
since we're talking about her, what is she like? Can you elaborate a little bit more? What kind of flavor would they be expecting? What
Oh,
structure like? What's
on what
give us
the
some
triple X
juicy
candy
details.
on the triple X?
Hell yeah.
Okay, because you grew the buttercream and they were
Yeah.
like all over the place. I just mean because they were F1s. They were like short, tall. Like, remember that
Oh,
one?
no.
It was like,
They were all as tall as I was. I think some of that to do was they were all grew under the T5 LADs. So I think some of that it had that far red in there. I had a lot of red in there, which I made things kind of linky and woody. So I wouldn't suggest using that far red that I had in there. But it was definitely fire smoke. What I
yeah,
learned about that run is I took the top off that and then kind of dropped them lights and did a second harvest on that. It's just as good as the first. So
awesome. Yeah, so the triple X candy, that's the Pakistani indica crossed to the forbidden candy by aficionado. So it's got the X18 times the white by White Buffalo Seed Company, and I crossed it to the forbidden candy, which is Royal Kush times Highland Afghani times Skittles. So when I crossed it to the male was the forbidden candy. When I crossed it to the Pakistani indica mom, I was really excited because she had this pear, this sour apple like flavor profile. And I was like, man, that's something different. Like, she had that hashy look to her. She was she almost looked like she had frost on her. Like when you come out in the morning and your first frost and everything has that layer of ice over it, it looks like that. And it was the frostiest plant that I ever grew. So the tagline for her was she's pornographic. Like when I show pictures of that, people are like, whoa, like even me, like I look at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's a sexy butt, you know? So that's when I was telling Nick how to design that, I was like, yeah, she's kind of pornographic, you know, like, so make her like a streetwalker, but like, you know, candy like everywhere. He followed my directions perfectly. But yeah, it's very, very heavy narcotic type high. The first time I smoked it, I almost didn't believe that the smoke was making me feel that type of heavy high that you would get from like taking some type of opiate, like pain prescription, you know what I mean? And so I was like, man, this is going to be awesome for people wanting to replace, you know, that pill, you know? So I back crossed it back to the mom of the triple X, I mean, of the X 18 times the white. And that's where she's at right now. She's in testing. Pornographic. She was prostitute. See, yeah, that's where that came from. I was gonna put it on some rolling trays and shit, but I never got to it.
no, yeah, it's kind of funny for us too.
I wanted her to be frosted, but he was telling me that it wouldn't look good or something. I can't remember what he talked me out of it. I was like, oh, okay.
Too funny. Oh man.
I don't know if anybody's
So
washed her
how
yet. Actually, yeah. Actually, Ja Brother washed her. I can't remember numbers, but it looks like she did very well. I guess numbers would help my
What is
situation.
your
But
best washer? That's a good question. Oh, that's
I mean, if
tough.
I would have to guess, it would definitely be Triple X Candy. But before that, I would have claimed that it was the Queen. So for me to step my Queen down a notch, that one's got to be pretty spectacular.
True that. True that. Right on. So what is your current way of favorite way of consuming? I know I've changed the last few years. At one point I definitely went through a dabbing phase, but it didn't last long. I came right back to flowers. So are you eating more edibles as they're easier to get? Are you still a flower gal? Do you prefer dabs? What's your favorite way of consumption these days?
I like to switch it up a lot, but I mostly do RSO every 3 days. So I used to take about 500 or 600 milligrams, but now I'm down to like 250 or 300, and it's just phenomenal medicine. It's the best way to medicate, in my opinion, because it's full. It's just the full plant. And like how I explain it is like you smoke a joint and you get high, right? And then like you come down, you smoke another joint, you get high. Like when you take the RSO, like it takes 2 hours to hit you, but like when you get medicated, stay medicated for 8 hours. It's not like chasing that. And if you need that level type of medication, you know what I mean? It's just makes more sense.
I was actually trying at one point to try to take that shit for like a daily vitamin, a little bit, a little grain of rice, and it just skyrocketed my fucking tolerance to where,
Yeah.
man, flower consumption. It was like, why am I even smoking anymore? It was
It
more of
does
a
do that.
habit thing at that point.
Yeah, it tends to do that. But you know, there's other reasons. Yeah, just switch it up. I do edibles sometimes. I everything that I consume, I make myself. I guess that would make me one of those snobs you were talking about. It's not that I won't try somebody else's. I won't buy it from, a store or anything. You know what I mean? Like if someone offered it to me, obviously I'd take it and I would trade mine for it. You know what I mean? So it's all about sharing and it's caring. Sharing is caring.
Right on, right on. Yeah, I've actually kind of changed the way I felt about that as well. At least the making of RSO is two different ways of being more what I consider recreational RSO than more medical RSO or FICO. However, that's another thing too. People split hairs so fucking much about simple shit, I guess. But yeah, lately I've been thinking more to the end of making it a little bit more chlorophyll leaning for the medication side of things than the quick wash. And we've always kind of heard, we don't want the green in there. I'm thinking we want some green in there. We want the chlorophyll in there when we're thinking about it as a medicine. Not so much we don't want to be all sleepy and out of it necessarily recreational for quick wash, no green. But I think if you're considering it to be a medicine, I think the green should be left in. That's my opinion lately.
So for me personally, the chlorophyll messes with my stomach really bad. But so like I like just put it in the sun for a few hours and like don't like it's not completely like brown, but most of the green is gone when I evaporate the rest of the alcohol out of the RSO. But I mean, teach his own. That's the best thing about making your own medicine is you can make it exactly catered to your specific needs. And everybody's different, So RSO Speedwagon. You crack me up, disbanded. Om Shiva 710. Yeah, so RSO is like I'm actually about to make some more this week.
Right.
I love it.
I'm cleaning house of all the extra bullshit myself, some of the trim and whatnot. Thus, the machine behind me. It's time to get rid of some of the lingering trim and whatnot. Fucking this shit here, man. This was the start of an RSO right here, and I I just took some of that alcohol and I set it aside. This is the first time I ever seen it go turn brown. To be honest with you, I never even thought about setting that alcohol in the sun, but it sat on a shelf there, all green, and then it turned brown, and it sat there, and it's kind of aged. And I fucking, you see what's gone. I'm not a drinker. I think you know that about me. And I did that what's out of this thing, which is probably about a nice hefty shot on air, and boy, that shit, man, it was about like an hour into it. I could barely talk. I don't know what's left in there, but that shit kicked my ass.
A lot of alcohol. You should probably let that evaporate. Take the lid off of it and let it evaporate out.
Oh man, yeah, it put me in one that I tell you what, the next day, I'll give it this, man. The next day, I felt so fucking good. I actually thought, man, I should be doing that nightly. Little shot of that before bed, man. I did. I woke up, felt all limber as hell. God, that was a good night's rest right there. So did you just, yeah, I think you told us or told me what you're smoking on there, but what are you smoking on? That's a fatty.
Oh yeah. Um, it's Sweaty Wookie, which is my dear friend
Mm.
Farrell. He's an Australian breeder, Farrell 9X Genetics. He created the Thai. It was Sweaty Buddha was his strain that I used, and it was a Thai Buddha times Jilly Bean. And then I took that strain that he made, which was Sweaty Buddha, and crossed it to my Wookiee Unicorn and called it Sweaty Wookiees. And I actually made that strain and had no intentions of growing it or even doing anything with it. But I sent it to a couple guardsmen. They started growing it and they were like, Hannah, like you have to like breed this strain. I'm like, what do you mean? Like it's not, wasn't on my agenda. And they're like, well, make it up. They're like, you have to, like they've been growing it for about 3 solid years, maybe 2.5, something like that. But anyway, they grew it to the point where they made me want to grow it and see what was up. So I grew it and smoked it, and it's really good medicine. It's if it can get me lit in a joint, then it's good stuff.
Right on, right on.
That's
I
how I
definitely
get
like
you.
the name, that's for sure.
I know the logo would be kind of cool,
So
but
at
yeah,
one point, I
actually,
know,
go ahead.
no, no, I cut you off. I can wait. I can wait. Tell me what you think the logo would look like.
Oh, so my Wookiee unicorn is a Wookiee. It's a Wookiee unicorn. So it'd just be like I don't know, like a Wookiee in sweats, like a Rocky like sweatsuit or something. I don't
Right
know.
on, right on. At one point, you were kind of learning up on the auto side of things. Uh, you think you'll ever venture down that road after your friend has passed? I know Morningstar was a friend, like you talked earlier, right? And
Yeah.
so
That
would
was,
is
that
that
was
a continuing dream or is things changed since then? New horizons.
it's actually something I'm going to revisit. I kind of just needed to let some things just, simmer down with life and whatever and whatnot. And autos really weren't my forte. I really just took an interest in them because I had such a close relationship with, my friend, and I wanted us, to create a strain together. And we were in the midst of that when he passed away. And so I didn't really do anything else with that strain, but I offered it to some of his test team members, and some of my guardsmen got them, and that's kind of where it went. I'll revisit it one day because I have faith in that cross that we were planning. So
Right on, right on. That's so again, another way I give you respect right there is, you haven't been tunnel visioned. You know what I mean? You're not necessarily afraid to step up and learn a little bit about how those work. You know what I mean? You're making your cannabis journey as thorough as possible. So much respect to you for that.
thank you. Yeah, it wasn't intentionally to be this way, but it's kind of like I said, the plant has just brought me to these avenues, and I just, tuck and roll and bob and weave and get to the next road, and wherever it takes me, that's where I'm going because I know it's where I'm supposed to be. So
For
Chewbacca
those
doing
that
cardio, just like Richard Simmons. Yes, that's it. That's it right there. Oh, Gene Simmons. I love it. That's dope.
I don't know which one would be funnier, to be honest with you. The Richard Simmons or Gene Simmons. I think the Wookiee Gene Simmons or Richard Simmons would be funny as shit. Yeah,
I have to show the Wookiee unicorn just in case somebody hasn't seen it. It's super cute.
see, he looks more like on the Richard Simmons type thing. Put him in short shorts and a little sweatband.
That's so funny.
That is. So, how many strains altogether have eyes under the Canna label now?
Um, I don't think I have an official count anymore. I think released is like 18. But that I've made is well over 50. But I mean, I have back crosses. I have like I have F5s. So I have everything. I'm trying to do it all, which I realize that, isn't maybe ideal.
Best
I'm
place
realizing
to
that now.
find them. Where's the best place to get some of the Queen's genetics?
Oh, sorry. Eagle Gardens website. But
Well,
yeah, other than that,
that just directs them. They'll get a discount code for you there, but that just redirects them to your
yeah,
site,
I
wherever
literally I'm not in any seed
your
banks.
site.
I sell my own seeds. That's it. So
That's another thing I can really dig to because that's a quality issue there. You know what I mean? I always wonder, how long some of these seeds have been in some of these banks. You know what I mean? How many, and even scarier if you can order singles from them banks, you know, how long were the beans open, all that good shit. How were they stored as they're being plucked, one by one out of the vial or whatever. You know what I mean? I get a lot of, so I can appreciate, you kind of keeping them to yourself and making sure the quality's up versus sitting in a bank somewhere and necessarily not getting paid from the bank. That's another fucking bitch about seed distribution is a lot of them want it. How do you say,
wholesale.
what is not wholesale, but there's when they hold it and sell it, there's a word for
On
that.
consignment. Yeah, most of them want, yeah, they
There
want,
you go.
yeah, definitely. Ow. And automatically coming at a disadvantage. And I hate to always like bring this up, like it is a thing though. Like you come and like you're already at disadvantage because you're walking in or you're coming into a male dominated industry, and it's not as what's the word I'm looking for? It's not as rare as it used to be, but you still face that adversity. And so like you have to work a little harder, which it doesn't bother me. It makes me just better. But you know, it's a disadvantage. Like when I walk in and present my seeds to, let's say, a store and ask them if they want to carry them, you know, they look at me right away and they're like, you breed, like, or even they're like, genetics, what's that? And I'm just like, so, you know, the breeding of the cannabis seeds. Like, how do you get more plain than like genetics? I don't really know how people don't know that cannabis starts there. Like, everything starts with a seed. Everything.
All the good stuff starts with a seed. I just feel more of attachment to cannabis strains that I've started from a seed. I just don't have usually have the love for a clone. You know, raising something from that seed and then picking it out from all of its sisters, that one you want, and then you keep it from then on. When I get them clones in, it's just not the same. I can appreciate the genetics and the fire, but it never gets as treated as equal as the ones I've hunted.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I love seeing my babies out there though. Send me all the pictures. Send me all of them. It's like my little grandbabies, little minions.
What has been the farthest distance you've seen some of your genetics go? Where have you seen them
Um,
all pop up?
I think the farthest, well, I'm not sure because I'm really bad with geography, but if that's what that is that geography? Yeah. So Scotland, I have a guardsman in Scotland. Um, and then South Africa, Delta 9 Jack is also a guardsman of mine. So yeah, I would have to say those are probably the two places that I've seen them outdoors out of this country.
It's always awesome to see that kind of stuff flourish.
I love it.
What is the big? Do you think the eugenics are better outdoors or indoors? Which have you seen the best expressions of?
Mm. Oh, that's hard because it's strain dependent whether they do better outdoors or indoors, or like some of the expressions outdoors are just so much more incredible than indoors. Fades to black and yeah. So probably outdoor. I would say that now that I have a little experience growing outdoor, I would say yeah, the expressions are way different outside.
John says he has no beans in Australia, but he has your slabs. You have
Oh,
slabs there. No beans.
what happened?
I
Oh, that's cool.
don't
What
know.
happened to the seeds?
I need to get him some. I need to get that cat a package anyway. Cheers to John, man. Hell of a friend of the show, 100%.
Oh, well, I'll get you some to send him. I will do that.
Is there anything out there that you're looking to breed with? Is there anything that's got your, well, I guess that's a shitty question because then you're already creating a recipe for somebody else, right?
Well, actually, probably no. Like my first initial strain will be my own. So that's what I'm going to be working on here soon, the hemp side, but I already have my next THC. I'm calling it a THC breed already because I'm trying to like separate my CBD breeds from my THC breeds. But yeah, Lefty was given permission to gift me these Kandahar seeds that we got from the soldier who was deployed over there and got those seeds, and he's grown them and crossed them. Lefty has, and I am floored with the strain. It's beautiful. It's stunning. There's a purple pheno, green pheno in there, just magnificently different, but like amazing at the same time. And I can't wait to work with it. So I'm already doing that breed in my head. I want to cross it to my 3 blue stars and make that a higher THC side of more going towards like a 1-to-1 on the PTSD strain that I have already created as my veterans charity strain. So
Super awesome. Super awesome.
but I was
So
given
what else is?
some. Oh, sorry.
Oh, Queen has right away. You were
Well, when
given
I was in
some.
Virginia, I don't know if Tommy's in here, if one of you guys can go back and tell Tommy this story, but everybody around me had Tommy Trichome stickers, and they had, whatever Rambo cookies, and like they had these, and I was like, everybody was like, oh yeah, I grow those, or I had those, and I'm like, excuse me, I don't have any of these stickers and none of these seeds, and I'm like, what's going on? And so I think it was Lefty or Chicha, one or the other. They gave me some Tommy Trichome slabs, and I got some Rambo cookie seeds. So now I feel like, included again, thanks to my friends. But yeah, I was excited.
So do you think you'll be coming to Michigan soon, anytime soon? For one of these here events? I mean, not just planning, but just to come have fun.
If I came to Michigan, it would definitely be not to work. I need a vacation. But yeah, for sure, coming back. Most definitely.
Oh yeah, Michigan's always a fun place to visit, or I like to think because I'm here anyways. Oh, so where do you, any questions that you'd like to ask me? What's new with Cool? What's up?
Yeah, what are you up to? What are you getting into? What's going on in your life
Not
besides
much.
becoming a grandfather? Is she gonna call you Pappy
Uh,
or Papa, or what's the
it's a he. It's
oh
Chase.
oh
Little
sorry.
Chase is the grandson there. I don't know. I that's a good question there. I haven't well, I haven't decided yet. I
Hmm.
haven't decided yet. Let him figure that out, I guess. So I don't know. That's been definitely a fun experience though. And definitely it has lit a lot of fire under my ass. So yeah, I don't know. What as far as what's new, I don't know. Everything's up in the air for me right now.
So
Everything's up in the air.
you're moving?
So
Where are you moving to?
I don't. That's still up in the air as well. And the daughter wants me to come down towards her for the grandson. But as I look around, I just like I've gotten out of that area and I've tried like hell to get her out of that part of Michigan. And I'm like, I'd rather make the trip. So I'm thinking I may stay closer to northern Michigan. If I stay kind of in Michigan, I guess. I don't know. That's even a question mark.
Hmm.
I may pick my feet up and leave Michigan as well. I don't know. Nothing's off the the possibility realm right now.
That's not a horrible place to be. It might be a transitional place to be, but it gives you the opportunity to change your course. I feel like I'm kind of there as well. Maybe.
Concerned American, cheers. Man, the tea is getting me. Ugh. Want to hold her down for a second? Do some
Sure.
shout outs for me for a second. I appreciate it. I've only done this one other episode.
Sure, go ahead.
Be right back. 1 second.
See who's in chat. Oh, I was in top chat. I feel like I do that every time. Ooh, Peepaw Eagle. No, Pawpaw. Pawpaw Eagle. 710 Canna, Claude. Sharati, Concerned American. Cheers, guys. Johnny Cannaseed. Freedom used to be like wine country, but climate change makes it possible now. I know. Top chat got me. Top chat. I know. It's good to see you guys too. It's great to be back. I feel like I've been gone a long time. Peepaw. Pawpaw.
You have been gone too long. It's funny. You should use that link more often.
I had to
wonder why
scroll
most
up, and that's how I knew how long it's been since I came on your show, because I had to scroll up like, quite far, and I was like, dang. Thank you, guys. Yes, I still do my lives in the mornings, most mornings. There's, like I said, when I was working on the farm, I had to drive an hour to work, and I didn't get service out there, so I was like ghost. But
I don't know how you guys do that shit, man. I tried one night. It was like, I don't know, a month ago now. I tried to live stream and drive, and that shit was like, I
yeah,
ended up having to like throw, because it was nighttime too, which made it all the worse because it was flashing. You know what I mean? It kept fucking with my eyes, so I like threw my head over the screen so I couldn't see all the flashing. I don't know. I don't know how you guys
no, it's
fucking that live
dangerous,
stream and
honestly. I mean,
drive.
unless you
It's
have like a mount for your phone or something, like maybe that would be different, but no. I liked the drive. It gave me time to it was literally time enough for 2 joints, like to smoke like 2 whole joints. So 2 joints to work, 2 joints home. It was a nice country back road drive. It wasn't bad.
you'd fit in well here in Michigan. I always fucking joke and say to a lot of people that they should or that's how I measure my drives is in joints. How
Yeah.
long is it gonna take? I'm gonna need 2 there, 2 back. Same.
I know. And then when you say it
What's
out loud, it's like, oh,
time? We measure in joints. I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you saying?
no,
When you
I was just,
say
I was agreeing.
so, I guess a fair question would be how long. So let's put it in time aspects, I guess. If the ride is 45 minutes, how many joints is that for that ride? Or is
That
it a scenery thing?
that's like it's like 2 joints with like a 30, 45 minute interval. So however you split that up.
That's one like that's almost chain train. If that's some good bud, that's like, yeah, that's 20 minutes per joint, 2 joints, 40 minutes. That's throwing it out the window when you get there.
Yeah, that's true. It's just 1 2-gram joint and you put it out halfway and then you spark it back up on the second half of your journey.
I'm getting worse and worse about that shit, man. I've had some businesses, I'm not gonna say which, but there's some businesses I almost fucking smoked that shit right to the door. Fling just like it was a cigarette and shit. Walmart B1. Walmart B1.
Don't live and drive. I agree. I agree.
It's very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. I don't know. At least it is for me. I don't have the attention span for that. I actually seen them all yesterday and the day before that it said what was uh didn't interfere with your line of sight basically. It hung from your rear view mirror. It had your phone sideways. I'm like, how is that non-distracting? That's what it said, non-distracting. I'm like, it's right there in your face. How is that not distracting if I can watch a video out of one eye drive? So are your feet set in Michigan? I guess that's a fair question. As you said, all options are up in the air. I know you're Florida native for a while, but would you ever consider following your cannabis dream somewhere else?
I've considered it. Nothing's off the table as far as I don't know where I could go, where this journey could take me. So I would be back though. I will be back for sure. Most definitely. You're muted.
Little jinx on the tea though. Yeah, I have I'm usually drinking the RX, the Arizona, the
I like the
RX
RX one.
for
I like
what
this stress one, right? That's the stress one. I like that one too.
yeah, that's my second choice. So man, the RX are hard to find. I don't know why. I feel like I'm racing whoever to the local gas station every day to get one too.
That's funny. Some Johnny, can I see it said offer Canna Queen the Dank of Anthony? What's that?
That is a strain that me and Mr. Smiley put together for DOA, which is the Smiley's version here, all in a nice pack.
Oh,
Bing. So basically DOA was somebody that hung out in the show during the earlier
I
phases
remember.
and kind of grew on everybody here, both in chat and on the show. And then he passed away there unexpectedly. Yeah. So we took his two strains, his two favorite strains, and crossed them together. Randy Family Farms was nice enough to supply the strains. And then Mr. Smiley grew out the Jack Skellington, and then I grew out the Colombium, and Fino selected, my side, and Smiley Fino selected his side, and then we did a little swap. I took my my Colombian male and crossed it to the Jack Skellington, and then he took the his Jack Skellington female or male and crossed it to my Columbia. So we have both ends of the cross flip flopped, and then are passing those out to the community for those who want to remember DOA or just to grow out that free fire. So uh yeah. So that's what the
I
DOA
love that.
strain is our remembering strain for him.
I love that so much. I love the whole binary idea too, where it's the same lineage, just reverse sex between the two of you. That's really cool. I like that.
I'd really be able to, I think there should be something nice that comes out of there, both ways. You pop something if they're not, so far germ rates have been 100% from everybody that's got it. So hopefully we'll find some fire, and if it works out, maybe we'll take some winners from that and continue it on. Who knows?
I love it. That's awesome. I love legacy strains made in the honor. Like I did the Lady Luck strain. It's what's a better way to honor someone's memory than to make a cross in their name, that could be grown all over the country by so many different people. It's such a legacy, it's awesome. I love it.
It kind of worked out to the name of it all worked out as well, because his handle on Instagram and YouTube was DOA, which was his initials backwards. So his name was Anthony Diaz, and you can take that, flip it around. So we were considering a name one night, trying to flip around possibilities for a name, and we kind of came up with the Dank of Anthony to keep the DOA and just kind of spin it a little bit. So Dank of
That's dope.
Anthony DOA is the name of the strain.
I love it. That's so cool.
So I guess the fair question is, are you going to start using your link a little bit more, huh?
I think, yeah, I mean, I can't commit to it like a lot, but I mean, because it's 2 a.m. But but I would love to come back and
Occasionally.
be more present. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I miss you guys. Oh, I love it.
If you're, I see Disbanded Brothers there. If you're interested in some of those beans, you have to send your name and address to dankofanthony@gmail.com to get on that list.
So cool.
There we go. Somebody threw that up there, John. John's always quick with those links, man. You're awesome, John.
My phone is gonna die here in a second, Eagle. I'm gonna have to get going.
Uh, well, then you know what we have to do before you go. I've already done, reminded you. That link is always good. Put it somewhere safe or where the
Okay.
fuck you know where it's at, so you don't have to spin back. Try to find it in one of the chats. Jeez.
I
But
know.
do
Okay.
keep it
Yeah.
handy. You ain't gotta come all the time, but once in a while sure would be nice. Other than that, the other thing I need to get from you is, of course, the sound bite. You know that. You remember how it goes? Hopefully, I know it's been too long, but do you remember how it goes? So I gotta give you the gist of it. Are you ready?
Just tell me the phrase again.
Basically, what I'm looking for in my version is, hey, this is Eagle, and I'm on fucking talking shit with Eagle. 676, episode 676. You put whatever you want before or after, as long as Queen puts that in it. I'd be greatly appreciated.
Okay.
We're ready anytime you are.
Oh, okay. Hey, this is Canna Queen. I'm fucking talking shit with Eagle on episode 676. Cheers, guys.
Right on. Before you go, we have to remind them about the sesh. We have to remind them what day. We have to remind them where they can get tickets, where it's gonna be at, all that good stuff, right?
Yeah, actually, John has linked the ticket link here is on Event High, but Sashfest 2022 at Mudge Ranch
It's
in
awesome.
LaBella, Florida on July 16th. We're going to have live music. We're going to have on-site munchies. We're going to have MMJ certifications on site. The first 25 veterans are getting sponsored to get their MMJ cards for free. Veterans and first responders are 100% free for this event. If you would like the ticket code or link, you can DM me, or it's right here in the chat. So
Thank you again, John. That fucking I kill the OG Squirrel Master. That is super funny.
scroll
Hell
left.
yeah.
We're getting
Well, with
scrolly.
that being said, it has been a lot of fun catching up with you, Miss Candy Queen.
We love you guys.
Good luck for the event. And
Thank you.
hopefully you guys, if you're down there in Florida, you guys will indulge and take the time out to head down there and have some fun with the Queen and the cannabis community. If you're not, I'm sure you'll be missing out. And one last, hopefully we'll see you again soon, Miss
Yes,
Queen.
of course.
Thank you for hanging out. It's always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me, Eagle. I had a great time. Always do.
For the
I
rest of
can't
you
see.
guys, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. One last thank you, Miss Queen, for hanging out tonight. Hopefully,
Thank you,
I'll see
guys.
you soon.